Okay, we're going to go through adding, subtracting, and simplifying polynomials. So this is very commonly called simplifying polynomials, but essentially you're focusing on adding, like the coefficients in front of them, and subtracting them. So a coefficient is actually the number that's in front of the variable. So each of these have coefficients here, okay? But we can't always put them all together. There has to be some likeness to them. So what we're going to do is before we start adding or subtracting anything, we're going to find what the like terms are. So we'll evaluate them one at a time. And the way we can tell if one thing is a term is there's either an addition sign or a subtraction sign. That separates terms. So think of this like that's the first term, second, third. This separates 4, separates 5, separates 6. So there's actually 6 different terms in here. Some of them are similar, which means we can simplify. So what we're going to look at is you actually look at the variables. We don't focus on the coefficients. And the variables in this case are your x's, your y's, and there's even a z in here, okay? And in order for them to be a like term, the exponent, which would be if there's a power here on the variable, if the exponent is the same, then we can collect them and make them like terms. If it's not, then I can't put them together, okay? If there's no exponent here, do you know what number we assume is there?
1.
1, very good. So what I'm going to do very, very quickly is I'm just going to put a 1 in here where there isn't an exponent, okay? That one has a 2, that one has a 1. Great. So now that I've done that, I'm going to highlight like terms. So I'm looking at the very first term. I see 2x. The second term is 3y. Those aren't like terms. How about the third term? Are 2x and negative 4x like terms?
Yep.
Yeah, very good. So I'm going to highlight them in the same color. Are there any other x's to the power of 1 here that you see?
No.
No. Okay, that's fine. The next step, if I get really good at this, I can just essentially add or subtract depending what it's asking you in my mind, but I'm going to reorganize everything and then we're going to kind of collect the like terms. So next step is to find another pair. So I have the second term here, it's 3y. Do you see any other terms that have a y to the power of 1?
The 6y?
Great, so yeah, the fourth one there, we have 3y and we have 6y. Anything else?
No.
No? Okay, how about the fifth term? Any like terms?
No.
No, so that's going to be by itself. I'm still going to highlight it so that we know it's its own set. And what's the last one there? Z?
Yeah.
No like terms. So those are by yourself. So I've kind of color-coded it, okay? So since we've color-coded it, I'm going to write them in this way. I'm going to start with 2x. Oops, that's not what I want. There we go. 2x, okay? And notice there's a negative sign here. So I'm going to say minus 4x, okay? The next thing we'll do in green, just so we're kind of matching what we had before. The next one was positive 3y plus 6y. Then finally I had plus 8x squared minus z. Now, yellow's a little hard to see, so I'm going to write it all out in black one more time. But I just wanted to color code things, and the reason I put them beside each other is so it's a little simpler to actually do the simplifying step, okay? You don't have to write all these steps when you do it. I just want to make sure that it's very clear what we're doing. So now, once I have them put together, our like terms, I don't actually have to focus on the variable. Whatever the answer is going to be, the variable is going to be the same. We're going to focus on the coefficient. So this is 2 minus 4. So we actually do that, and that's a question of 2 subtract 4. Do you know what that might be off the top of your head?
2.
2, yeah, except that we're subtracting 4, which is much larger. Negative 2, very good. So that's actually negative 2x. Okay, so think of that like the 2 yellow ones are together now. This is the 3y and 6y. So this is 3 plus 6. That's going to give us 9y. And because it's positive, I'm going to put that plus sign there. Okay, and I know sometimes that means addition, and sometimes that means positive to us, but in this case, we're always going to write it in because it'll help us put the equation together in the end. Finally, the last one, it's got nothing to it, so I just kind of leave it. And same with the other one, minus that. So we'll rewrite this. The very end of this as negative 2x plus 9y plus 8x. Oh, I should have wrote squared. Minus z. That's as simple as that question gets. There's one term, and this is a way of figuring it out. There should only be one term. Oh, I should use their colors. One term representing each of the variables. Okay? That's a way of kind of telling if we've done it right. There's no other sets of like terms. That's it. We're finished in this one. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah?